Hello, good evening, friends. My name is Dharamveer Singh. In this video, we'll be talking about 10 important things for a facility management salesperson or a business development person that he or she should, keep in mind to be a effective sales manager or a successful sales manager. We often make a lot of mistakes. Based on my, own experience, I have tried gathering 10 points that one should keep into consideration to remain a effective and successful business development person. The first thing, I would consider your behavior as one of the key factors a customer is impacted with. Irrespective of the fact how large, how big your organization is, eventually you are the person who is sitting in front of the customer, and the way you behave is going to make a lot of difference. Customer will not go and visit your office or your corporate office. What you demonstrate as your behavior is the organization, your organization for the customer. So your behavior, right from the way you say hello to the customer or how you greet, your facial gestures, your overall conduct with the customer is really really important. So be very very particular about your behavior with the customer. At times we often behave slightly casual, unprofessional, not realizing that customer is watching everything. So your behavior is utmost important for facility management sales. The second thing would be the way you approach the customer. How is your overall approach in the entire RFP process or the sales process? It can cover your timely response, the way you acknowledge the calls or messages and emails, and in what time you respond to that, how you acknowledge the requirements and the alterations or changes coming throughout the RFP process. So your overall approach in taking on the customer, not just the behavior but in general. So your approach is something that is really really important. That is also the key differentiator between you as a BD manager and somebody else, or maybe other 10 people participating in the same RFP from other organizations. Why I tell every BD person to remain conscious of their behavior and approaches. Imagine a 50 crore organization or a 10,000 crore organization pitching in for a common customer. How this BD person approaches the customer is going to make the difference, not the 50 crores or the 10,000 crores. So these are two very very important things that a person has to keep into consideration. The third thing is really important is the timely response. At times we feel that we can just delay the responses. We keep it very casual that okay, if a customer is responding on a Friday evening, it's okay to not acknowledge, and maybe I'll just go acknowledge the email or respond on Monday. Imagine there are other 5 BD managers also approaching in the same fashion. If other 4 or maybe just 2 of them are being prompt and responding to the customer in time, irrespective of the fact whether it is a weekend or a Friday evening or odd hours, versus you not doing that, that can also be a big differentiator between all the competitions. So the fourth thing would be how you align with the customer for the requirements that customer is presenting it to you. So at times we don't align ourselves. We rather try and reinforce what we sell or what we provide as bouquet of services than what a customer is looking at. So it's not about you, it is all about the customer. So you have to align yourself, your organization, and your approach and your behavior in line with the customer's needs and what customer is looking at. The fifth point would be you have to be very very precise, very smart, and there's a word that we all use, eye for detail. You have to be very very smart and keen observer to understand what the exact customer need is. We keep on beating around the bush, not not being very specific about the need, and that leads to a proposal which is not aligning to customers requirements and needs, and it ends up having no result. So understanding customers need is really really essential. Then the sixth point that I keep on encouraging everybody, irrespective of whether you are representing a sales function or operations, this is really really important for your professional career in general, not just the role that you are doing, which is long term strategy. Long term strategy is, imagine a purchase manager or a procurement guy or an admin manager, whosoever is your purchaser or buyer. Imagine typically every person works for about 30-35 years in his or her life. That typically is maybe 6 to 7 jobs that that person will have throughout the career. So now choice is yours. You want to have just one time transaction with that person, or you want to deal with him every year or every 2 years for rest of the 35 years or 40 years. So you must not approach this deal as one time transaction. Rather, based on your behavior, approach, response time, and the way you deal with the customer, develop such a connect and relationship in a very very comfortable way, very very natural way, that customer is very comfortable and happy to deal with you for rest of his life or her life. So you have to make him or her your customer, prospective customer, for rest of the life as well. So you have to have that long term strategy as well. The seventh point would be your approach should be solutions approach. Don't try and jump to the conclusions or the deal or the final conversion. Your approach has to be consultative. Your approach has to be solution mindset, solution oriented rather. Sit with the customer, spend time, understand what the current challenges are, what are his pain areas. Try and find and map solutions to all those problems. The moment you approach like this, with a solutions mindset or a consultative mindset, customer is more likely to swing towards you, because ultimately what you are selling is the solution, or your rather you as a consultant selling the services that your organization expects you to sell. So your approach has to be consultative and solutions oriented. Because why I say this is, not all the BD managers participating in the same RFP process would have the same approach. You would hardly find 20-30% of the BD guys having that consultative and very very peacefully educating client towards solutions, and probing them to solutions to their problems, not just rushing towards impulsive buying. The next point I would say is your approach should be to understand what is your competition, who is your competition in the sales process. Let's say if X client is inviting 5 partners like you, and based on the recent trends, market trends of last 5 to 10 RFPs, there is one partner in the market that has been beating you every deal after deal, and there's a reason to it. You must know your competition when you are participating in the process, so that you are better aligned, you understand your proposition, how you project your pricing. So the more you have clarity on your competition, you are better prepared to devise your proposal. The ninth thing would be you have to engage the right people, the suitable people from your organization in the sales process. Because let's say if your customer that you are pitching in is into pharma, you might have pharma SME that you are not leveraging upon. Imagine if you leverage that guy who will bring in a lot of value in the sales process, giving a lot of confidence to the customer, and customer will have inclination towards your organization based on the confidence that you will be able to build through engaging right people in the sales process from your organization. The 10th thing would be keeping all the stakeholders. Your stakeholders can be your boss, the customers, in from the customer side also they can be multiple levels. It can be end user. It will depend on the engagement, from both the sides. But let's say if there are more than two, more than three, more than five stakeholders, your primary and your moral responsibility and your professional responsibility is to keep all the stakeholders informed and involved in the sales process. It builds a lot of confidence in the stakeholders, and your acceptance from every stakeholder becomes higher. That also ensures, once you grab the deal, you are able to deliver the deal or operations, smoothly. So it is really important for you to keep all the stakeholders informed and involved in the entire RFP process, so that everybody is aware, they are completely aligned, and the moment you are able to fortunately get the deal, the operations become smooth. There are no disconnects, there are no gray areas, and it becomes a perfect smooth sale for you. So I hope these, with these 10 points, that you will be able to become a better BD manager, and your sales will also be able to, you will be able to put up better sales going forward if you keep these 10 points into consideration while you are pitching in to any new customer. I hope you found it useful, important, and it will help you in some way or the other. If you find that, share it further with as many people as you can, so that it reaches to maximum people and they are benefited. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. Have a good day. Thank you.